I tell you that all inclusive, they include that VAT in that all inclusive. They're gonna include the duty in that VAT in that all inclusive. All the charges are in that all inclusive. So it's all up to you what to choose. It's not like it's exempted according to them. No, it's not. What is required, and you're gonna pay it either way. Either in all inclusive is part of that, or either it's separated like what we do is the VAT is paid. Do enough research, because sometimes you may think you are getting valuable information, yet it's misinformation. Apart from that, educate yourself on what is required of you, like especially on the Zimbabwean side, whether the goods that are buying are exempted on duty, but know for sure everything pays VAT. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. My name is Simply Rhoda, and if it's your first time on my channel, thank you so much for joining and clicking to watch this video today. Guys, you know, this video, I want to be honest, I didn't plan it in advance. It's a video that I had to do as quickly as possible. I was just going through YouTube because, you know, sometimes I try to watch and also try to find the trends and what people are doing. So yesterday I came across a video that made me think that people may be misinformed and it's gonna be a problem. So I decided to personally come here and educate you some of the things that you need to know when it comes to shipping. You know, as I was watching this video, I was like, oh, now finally there's somebody who has taken their time to explain to people the different types of shipping and the services that you can take when it comes to that, the options. I was really happy to watch that video, but then there was a point we get to. Now I was busy doing my other work while he's still listening, you know, and when anything is about shipping, I'm involved. I feel like I'm very much involved when I watch a video that's talking about shipping to Zimbabwe from China. By the way, I ship from China to Zimbabwe, and on my channel I try to be as transparent as I can when it comes to what you should know, what you should, you know, do, or what things you should buy in China. If you are somebody who had no idea what you can buy from China, my channel also help to educate you on things that you can get from China. But when I was watching, back to this video, when I was watching this video, it get to a point where I was literally shocked because I realized so much misinformation that was in that video. The video, it sounds so good, so nice and so smooth, but there's a lot of misinformation in that video. So okay guys, coming back to that, now I live in China and I know a lot of people these days are looking to China to import their goods to Zimbabwe, and these goods that we are talking about, they start from building materials, agricultural stuff, general goods, electronics, you name it, because China is a hub for all these things. You can buy them from China. So when these things are shipped to Zimbabwe, they also come with different duty tariffs. Duty is a part that a lot of people dread when it comes to Zimbabwe. And also, if you are not properly informed or educated on that part, you're gonna feel really, really sad or unhappy after you purchase your goods. And then when it comes to duty, you're gonna feel like you are being cheated or something. But that's the truth. Also, I ask you to do your research when you buy. This is something that I always say in my channel. Do your own research when it comes to shipping and bringing things in Zimbabwe. What are the requirements? There are papers, there are certificates that are required on the Zimbabwean side. But I'm not saying everything requires this, but there are things that require import permits. There are things that require CBCA certification. And these are things that you may be penalized if you ship your goods to Zimbabwe without, which is why I always inform people who ship with me. And if you have shipped with me, you probably can understand where I'm coming from on this one. I always make sure that our shipment has these papers before we even send our container to Zimbabwe, because for CBCA, it's a certification that is given from the country of origin. So we make sure we get this paper before we ship our goods to Zimbabwe, unless otherwise we're gonna face some, you know, penalties and then on arrival checking, which will be really expensive when you come back to people and tell them that, okay, now your thing came without this certification, now you are going to face this penalty and you are going to add this amount to that on top for you to have this thing released or allowed to enter Zimbabwe. So I was watching this video, and then everything was going on well when we were talking about different types of shipping, that are group shipping, which we mainly do. In fact, that what I am mainly doing, that is group shipping. And there is also another one whereby you can get yourself a full container, but it doesn't mean that the full container is going to be cheaper for you. Regardless of how many things you have enough goods that are worth to fill up a container. It doesn't mean that container is going to be easy for you. So when you're listening to people who give you advice on that, there are a lot of things that comes into that full container. One, if you don't have licenses to go and apply for the to the shipping companies, because not Tom and Dick can do that. That's why we always have to use forwarding agencies, because they are licensed to do that. So obviously when they get you those containers, they are not going to give you with the price they get them. They are still going to add their commission or their price on top of that, and then we start from there. Now when you get that container shipped, there are a lot of things that you need to face. That is a full container in your name that I'm talking about. So some people may research and find, oh, the container is 9,000, the 40 feet is 9,000, but then it's not just 9,000 that will get you to Zimbabwe. You need to consider the costs that are going to come into. You need people to unload those containers for you. You need a warehouse to store those goods for you, right? These are the costs that you need to consider, and don't overlook this and feel entitled that everybody's gonna just do this work for you for free. I want to be just honest with you so that you calculate, you know which one you can choose, and best be advised before you jump in and feel like, okay, it's gonna be cheap for me. Then you leave China. By the way your container leaves China, maybe you're already talking about 10 or 11,000, right? And then when you get to Zimbabwe, there you have import permits that you need for your container. You're gonna need a custom clearance certification. You need it as well. You're gonna need money to clear at Beira port, and then you're gonna need a truck to transport you to Zimbabwe. So now when you have a 40 feet, we'll be talking about not less than 18,000. Maybe you need to clear the goods that are in the container. It's not going to be an easy thing for you as well. So that's why most people will then turn to group shipping, because there are something that you don't need to worry about. Like, for example, the hassles of clearing the container on your own, the hassles of getting these import permits and stuff like that on your own, because it can be a hassle really. But when you are watching this and looking at just your product that's going to be in a container, you may overlook these things, and which are costs. And you know that for your goods to be in the container, it takes so many procedures to get it in there. You need people to receive your goods. You need people to load your goods in the container. This is not a free service. The warehouse charges you for that. So I just want you to know that when you are sending a container by yourself, I would just say before you even put duty, you don't need to look at anywhere less than 18,000 before duty. Because when you now add duty on your container, probably we are talking of 20 plus something thousand, which is a reality. And when somebody is informing you, what surprised me is I get to watch these videos sometimes, and this advice is coming from people who have no idea. And these are people who are not running this business. These are people who are spectators, or probably they do send their things through other agencies, but then they are not getting the actual deep information about how a container is run. And also, you don't need to know that when you are sending these things to Zimbabwe, it's Zimbabwe. There are a lot of things that needs to be cut corners in there. It's something that if you don't understand, and if you have never been in it, you will not understand. You will not understand. You always accuse people of maybe cheating you or what, but it's only when you come to understand, that's when you get it. For me personally, I do group shipping, and I have had names called on me. I have had people saying a lot of nasty stuff to me. I have had all that. I have had people thinking that, okay, the way I advertise my group is for, it's a clickbait, or it's like I'm trying to win you and then I'll show you my true colors. But anyway, for those who have been shipping with me, there are no hidden costs. It's always so clear. I calculate every stage for you, so you understand that, okay, what you are paying is this and that and that. The tariff. You can go ahead and research yourself, because I try to take my time to actually tell you, okay, your things needs to pay VAT, your thing needs to pay duty, they have a duty tariff of what percentage, they they are going to need this or not. Are they going to need import permit? Are they going to need CBCA certification? I make sure that it's clear on people. So it's up to you to just take that information, or take that information and also go ahead and do your own research about this. So then we move on to the part that is what I do personally. I do group shipping. So in group shipping, there is a lot to consider. And all the other things I've mentioned, like receiving the goods, storing the goods in the warehouse, loading the goods, these are services that are offered by the warehouse, and they don't do it for free. Guys, this is not a free charge. Only the benefit for people who will be in group shipping is like the goods or the container is charged as a whole. So the goods will be charged once, and we divide according to the CBM for the number of people who are going to participate in that container. That's what we do. That's how clear it is. Everybody will pay something for that part, because Rhoda cannot do that. Even if you are entitled to make Rhoda do this job for you, I can't. See, I can't leave those goods by myself. We need to use their forklifts. We need to use their manpower to do that. I think I always show you when we are loading containers, you see there's a lot of work happening in there. We pay for that. It's not for free. We pay for those services. So this is something that a person should also consider. Okay, I send my goods to the warehouse. Now my goods have to be put in there, have to be accepted and kept safe. And my goods needs to be loaded on the container. My goods, somebody has to do the paperwork for it. There are people working to make that possible. So obviously they're gonna put the charges within the freight part, right, to accommodate that. They cannot tell you, okay, we listed weird. They will not tell you ABC, but it is money that is included in the freight as a package. So when somebody is watching, like I said, there are so many shippers here in China, so many, which a person can actually do their homework before you choose anybody to do this for you. Do your homework, find different agencies or freight forwarders that you can communicate with and compare. It's the same like what you do when you are looking for a flight. I'm sure you don't just click the first flight that pops on your screen, unless if you are just maybe a VIP member for that. So I only fly Emirates all the time. I would never choose Ethiopian or Qatar or anywhere. But it's the same with shipping. So take your time. If it's your first time, educate yourself on what you are looking into, because you may feel like you are being cheated, yet there isn't nothing like that. Every company has its own rules. So it's up to you to choose what goes with what you want. You are not forced. And there was also something I heard from this video that people will be misinformed, and they will send their goods to their warehouses, and only later to be told that this is what you are facing, or the CBM is inflated or something like that. There's nothing like that. If things are sent to the warehouse, they are measured according to their size. So some people may get the CBM size from their suppliers before the goods are packed. Again, I want to repeat on that. When you are asking your vendor about the total CBM of your goods, ask them after they are packed, because if you ask before they are packed, you are gonna miss out the part whereby your goods are in the box or they are in the wooden frame, but the only CBM you got was for the goods before they got they got packed. So it's another part that most people may think that their CBM was inflated, yet it's not. You need to look at the thing after it is packed. I've had people bring their goods in these metal frames, so you find that the goods are inside, or they are like in the middle of the frame, but the frame is stretching. So when we measure the CBM for that, we are gonna measure the frame for the outside part, because that is the part that is gonna be taken in the container. So we measure from the frame. The frame, that's what we measure. We don't measure your goods that are inside. We measure the frame. The outside packaging is what we measure for CBM. So there is no CBM inflation that happens here. So what I am trying to educate you people on that is, when you are buying something from your vendors, ask your vendors to tell you the CBM of goods after they are packed. because that way you won't have any problem when your goods are delivered to the warehouse. They're gonna get the same measurements, because anything that comes to the warehouse, like our warehouse in particular, I'm not speaking of other people's warehouse, I'm just talking on my part. Our warehouse actually remeasure these things to make a confirmation, and we always send our customers the delivery notice. Like when our warehouse receive your goods, they're gonna give the delivery notice to the person who delivered it, and there they'll write the name of the goods, the CBM of the goods, and we can send to the customer for verification before we even ship your goods. So if you have any problem with that, you can let us know there and then, so we can see where the problem is. So now I want to talk about the type of goods. In fact, I'm more like trying as hard as I can to, look at the points that were shared in that video, because I found a lot of misinformation, and I was like, no, I don't want people to be misinformed to that extent, because I also got to see some of the people that I'm shipping for commenting in that, and I am afraid they're gonna be misinformed and believe that the information they were getting is right. So I just came here to clarify on some of those things, because I know I tried to search for this person who did this video. I tried to search for their company, but I don't know whether they have a company they are really running that is really shipping, or they are just doing forwarding with other people's containers. So I don't know. So I'm actually feeling that they are giving this information based on their own experience, but without a lot of research on these things. They just think they were treated this way, or their goods were shipped this way, and then that's the information they are bringing to their channels. And I feel like this is wrong information, because they're going to have a big problem with people, even when it comes to them shipping, or even if they are planning to make their own, to come up with their own company, because these videos are gonna come back to them. And if you are the person who make this video, I'm not gonna name people, but if you happen to watch this video, do your research on these things before you put them out there, because one day you may have a big shipping company and videos will still be in your channel, and these are the issues that people are going to use against you when you finally realize that, okay, I have given wrong information. Now you are in the business, you are actually seeing how it is done, but it will be hard for you to go back and clear what you have already said, because somebody is watching, somebody is taking that advice, and somebody will want to ship with you, and you realize you have made a mistake. Now I'm going to the most crucial one that I feel like everybody should know. That is the VAT, and what things doesn't have duty in Zimbabwe but requires this. I'm gonna talk about all things in general. Anything that you're gonna buy and bring to Zimbabwe has to pay VAT. Everything, regardless of what it is, whether it's building material, it's agricultural stuff, everything that you are gonna import to Zimbabwe is going to attract VAT. So there's no exception on that. VAT is charged on anything. On this video, a particular video, I actually hear this person saying that agricultural staff do not have anything, do not have duty, do not have to pay anything. You just pay freight and just bring these things for free in Zimbabwe. There is nothing like that. I repeat, there is nothing like that. Most agricultural staff, they are exempted on duty tariffs, but they are not exempted on VAT, which is 15% of your total cost. And when we talk of total cost, there's another part that I want to educate people. The freight charge, the vessel that is going to bring your things, they charge for the vessel, for the container, is also part of the VAT that you're going to be charged for your overall cost of your goods. So it's your freight plus the total amount which you use to buy your goods together, then we get the 15% of that in total. That's how it is calculated. I think if nobody has ever educated you on that, please do your research on that. There's nothing that gets in Zimbabwe without paying 15% VAT. So when I was watching this video, when I got to this point in particular, bells started to ring. I was like, no way, we need to make a video to educate Zimbabweans who are probably watching this video and taking this information and be misinformed. I was like, no, I need to make this video. That's why I'm making this video today, because I want you guys to actually know the truth about this. And a lot of things, like I said in this video, are not true. This is misinformation. You are being misinformation and misled. And I don't know, I don't think anybody who ever watched this video may come, through, or this video may reach everybody who have watched that video. But what I know, there are people that are already misinformed, and it's going to be a problem. Then coming from that, like I said, agricultural things, they do pay VAT, 15%. May not have a duty tariff, but the 15% is required of that. And that 15% include the freight for that thing. So do not forget about that. So you can actually calculate this part for yourself. So when you go to group shipping, now we're going to go to the past that we have. For me, in the past, what I've done is, for us in the group, our shipping costs per CBM with 345. That's excluding freight, excluding warehouse things, excluding CBCAs, excluding VATs or import permits. Excluding that, it was just freight charges for you to transport your goods from China to Zimbabwe. That's what 345 covers. Then I've had a lot of people coming to me and say, Rhoda, it's really hard for us to wait until we get the duties or the VAT charges and the import permit charges. We just want you to calculate and give us a flat figure, which recently I came up with a flat fee for our shipping to Zimbabwe. If you want to take that route, we can give you that option. So all what you need to do is you can choose. It's your personal choice if you want all inclusive. But the reason for me in the past for not doing that was because I realized we had things like agriculture or farming equipment, those things that do not require the duty tariff, although they have the VAT, but they do not require the duty tariff. So I had tried not to include duty or paid or duty involved or everything because of that reason. That's why I always wanted to separate the freight fees and the duties and the other tariffs, the VATs, for that reason. But anyway, I've also realized there are people who'd rather do an all-inclusive, and this is an option. It's still an option. If you want that option, you can just let me know when you approach me and you want to ship with me. If you want all-inclusive, you can just let me know. I can do the calculation for you, and you can go ahead with all-inclusive, so that you won't have to worry about when I get the duties or when I have to pay the other part. That's just for us. So when I was back to the video, when I was watching this video, my heart was beating very fast on the misinformation I got from that video. And it's not a video that was just recently released. I'm always behind because I'm busy, so sometimes I don't see the videos, sometimes I watch the videos. So I happened to watch this video yesterday and I was like, no way, people are gonna be misinformed. And again, now when we're coming back, I know a lot of people, when they are shipping, they always have that mindset that, okay, people who are shipping goods or who are doing this business, they are up for making profits. To be honest with you, there is a very low profit margin in this business because there's a lot of things that are required in this. I think the person that can actually make profits when it comes to this is the person who is able to go to the vessels company to get the containers, who doesn't require the services of other people like clearing agencies on different borders. These are the people that can actually testify and say we are making profits on our containers. But if you have to use other agencies to clear the containers, to get you the containers, book the containers for you, these are services that requires money that you find that maybe overly, after everything is calculated and deducted, the only profit that people who are in shipping can make may not be more than 5%. May not be 5%. That's the honest truth. People think, okay, all agents are there to make money. There are a lot of things that are involved on the way, so there's no money that is being made here. So I'll say, do not have that mindset to think that you are being extorted of your money. Well, that brings me to another question I had somebody coming to inquire with me, and also requiring my service for sourcing as well as calculating of shipping. Like I said, this person also mistook these options I gave. Like I said, recently we have started giving both options for people. If you want to have all inclusive or you want things to be separated, it's up to you. But what went on in that conversation is still a conversation. It ended up escalating to the extent that the person was accusing me of extortion, which I failed to understand where that was coming from. But I also want to believe people have stress out there, and some people will just find a place to vent their stresses. So guys, I don't have much to say. This is what I came to this video specifically to address, the misinformation that you may get when watching these videos online, or people telling you that they can ship your goods to Zimbabwe. Do enough research, because sometimes you may think you are getting valuable information, yet it's misinformation that may put you in trouble someday. So what I say is, just like flights, when you are taking flights or when you are looking for flights to go somewhere, you're gonna go shopping for that, right? You're gonna do a research which flight will be better option for you, which schedules will work for you before you press the purchase button. So it's the same with the shipping agencies or forwarding companies. You have to do the same and educate yourself. Apart from that, educate yourself on what is required of you, like especially on the Zimbabwean side, whether the goods that are buying are exempted on duty. But know for sure everything pays VAT. Nothing is exempted for that. You have to pay VAT. That is value added tax you pay in Zimbabwe, and we all know that. So if somebody comes to you and tell you that no, you don't need to pay VAT, take it, but do your own research, because you may be, there are a lot of misinformation going around. So I was just taking this upon myself to educate my viewers and my followers that if you come across such information, please go ahead and ask more questions to this person, that okay, we know Zimbabwe, you pay this, so if you're saying it's exempted, what do you mean? Even when those people are going to tell you that all inclusive, they include that VAT in that all inclusive, they're going to include the duty in that VAT in that all inclusive, all the charges are in that all inclusive. So it's all up to you what to choose. It's not like it's exempted according to them. No, it's not. What is required, and you're gonna pay it either way. Either all inclusive is part of that, or either it's separated like what we do is there. VAT is paid. No shortcut on that. You pay it. That's it. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching. If you stick to this video right to this end, I want to say thank you. This week, and I mean these days, it has been very, very exciting news for us, because we recently received our Achiever 6, and now we're expecting this weekend, we're expecting to have our Achiever 7. So guys, and Achievers 8 already left. That is a video that you should watch out. It's coming up soon. We have loaded it, and it was a huge successful load, and I would say watch out for that video. It's coming very soon. And also soon we are lined up for Achievers 9, and I want to say thank you for your support. I will see you in the next video. It's goodbye for now.